afternoon. It's November 7th, 2025. Welcome to iPulse Live. I'm Davin Jabrelbis.
And I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Airline passengers today brace for flight delays and cancellations at major airports nationwide, including South Florida.
The FAA says it has no choice but to cut flights as a growing number of air traffic controllers are not reporting to work because of missed paychecks. It all adds up to a preview of what could be a holiday travel nightmare. Guy De Domenico reports.
Denise Callahan came to Florida from Chicago for what she called a fun girls' weekend. It's not fun anymore.
So I'm no longer stress-free girls' weekend. I got to get back because I got patients to see tomorrow in Grand Rapids.
Travel delays are forcing this dental hygienist to take the long way home.
And so I'm sitting here waiting now for my bag to come out because it was going to Chicago, and now I need to go to Charlotte, and I need it to change from United to go to American. So it's a pain.
There are not enough traffic controllers on the job, and so today, the FAA begins to reduce flights by 10% over the next several days at the nation's top 40 airports. That includes Miami International and Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International. But the ripple effects will be felt everywhere.
The problem is you have people who cannot get to work. It's not that anyone does not want to come to work. Some people are just having a hard, difficult time to get to work. So if you have to decide whether or not to put gas in your car or to put food in your belly or food in your children's belly, you're pretty much going to try to put food into your bellies and your children's family for your family.
Rosena Laudizio arrived in Florida from New York on Wednesday. No delays for her, but plenty of concerns.
I hope that the shutdown will near its end and that, we can negotiate, both the government will come back to negotiations, and let's please fund the essential employees across because they really are doing an excellent job. And it's hard to do, our troops, TSA, air traffic controllers, they're doing a lot right now.
The government shutdown looms larger each day.
If it just keeps prolonging, it's just going to get worse. We are coming to the holiday season where Thanksgiving and Christmas, and these are the major two holidays that a lot of people like to travel to go visit their loved ones. And it is definitely going to cause a very great effect for the flying public.
A holiday to remember, but if the government shutdown doesn't end, it could be for all the wrong reasons. Guilherme De Domenico reporting for iPulse News.
The U.S. Supreme Court this week is hearing arguments about whether President Trump can legally impose tariffs on imported goods and products. The future of one local woman's small business could well depend on the ruling as she struggles with higher cost and growing anxiety. Mitchell Bernstein shares her story.
Monica Portillo knows the taste of success. She and her mom co-own this Boca Raton bakery they call Mo and Ma.
So right now we're making empanadas. This is one of our main savory options that we have here at the bakery.
But tariffs threaten to spoil their success.
So it's been really hard, especially with cocoa, chocolate chips.
They import those key ingredients from Belgium.
We've seen a lot of the price increase. Chocolate and cocoa, it's almost double the price.
And they package all these baked goods in boxes made in Canada. Even more tariffs there.
Packaging, it's more expensive, or there is none in the market. You have to wait for weeks for it to come because there is no inventory around.
Mo and Ma is trying to protect its customers' pocketbooks.
We definitely had to adjust our prices. We are taking that price increase because we don't want to affect 100%. We don't have to pass that to our customers.
Monica wants to hire extra help because it's tourism season, but she can't afford to.
It's really hard. We have to work more, we have to be here more.
Monica is trying to stay positive, but for this immigrant from El Salvador, who came here seeking a new life 12 years ago, she wonders, can her business survive?
When we first opened our business, it wasn't like this, not even close. We had more opportunities when we first opened than we have today because there is more competition. Tariffs doesn't help. Everything is so expensive.
It all adds up to a recipe for worry about what the future may hold. For iPulse Live, I'm Mitchell Bernstein.
South Florida is home, full-time or part-time, to so many New Yorkers that we are often called a sixth borough of the Big Apple. And a lot of New Yorkers are talking about the one-time long shot now set to run the nation's biggest city. Davindra Belbis has the update.
New York's South Asian community celebrating the city's first South Asian and first Muslim mayor, Zohran Mamdani.
The name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
His win was just the news Naomi Rivera, a dog walker in the city, says she needed to hear this morning.
Okay, we're getting some change. I was so shocked. I was so shocked. But it had me in a great mood this morning.
I'm in mourning.
You're in mourning? Why are you in mourning?
Because our city's dead, because of our new mayor.
Mirella Dates says she is feeling fear on this post-election day. She has real concerns the city's newly elected mayor, who says he's a democratic socialist, will take the city in the wrong direction.
Socialism doesn't work, and it's not going to work in this city.
Dietz is not alone. Martine Isrula, a French teacher, worries Mamdani, who has been critical of police in the past, won't be tough enough on crime.
I am afraid, very afraid.
Mamdani won a decisive victory, but still, almost half of all voters did not support him. Retired pediatrician Andre Bouchard voted for former governor Andrew Cuomo.
I mean, he came out of almost nowhere, you know. He doesn't have a lot of administrative experience or any, and so people are very divided.
Mamdani's critics worry his call to tax the rich, those making more than $1 million a year, will scare away businesses. Billionaire activist Bill Ackman, who spent more than $1 million to try and stop Mamdani from winning, congratulated him on X, posting, "While I did not support Mamdani for mayor and have concerns about the unintended and negative consequences of his policies, I want to do everything I can to help New York City, regardless of who our mayor is." The mayor-elect said he appreciated Ackman's words.
I think what I find is that there is a needed commitment from leaders of the city to speak and work with anyone who is committed to lowering the cost of living in the city, and that's something that I will fulfill.
Mamdani will have to work to win over some of the members of the Jewish community who have seen a rise in anti-Semitism and have grave concerns with Mamdani's sharp criticism of Israel.
This sucks. There's no other way to say it. You know, Mamdani's a symptom of a much bigger disease.
Mamdani has repeatedly said he will be mayor for all New Yorkers. Supporters such as Andrea Donahue and her son Tommy say give him a chance and the divisiveness may fade away.
When there's been such a division, there's such a relief once the election is over, and I think people are going to come together.
It's over.
Move on, is that your thoughts?
Move on. You have to live with it.
We turn to the environment now. Sea turtle nesting season just ended on our South Florida beaches, and Allison Wallace decided to head to the Loggerhead Marine Life Center to see how the beloved creatures are doing.
Sea turtles everywhere at Loggerhead Marine Life Center, and there's nothing quite like seeing one released back into its ocean home.
So we had a top 3 nesting season this year. Here at Loggerhead Marine Life Center, we monitor 9.5 miles of beach in northern Palm Beach County. And on that stretch of beach, we had just under 21,000 sea turtle nests, making it the 3rd highest nesting season of all time.
Sea turtles, big and small. Some of them are really, really big. From loggerheads, leatherbacks, and more. Rebounding because of the ongoing rescue and research work here at Loggerhead and Juno Beach. Even when the sun goes down, the work goes on. We
also have a nighttime research program where we're out there encountering the animals, tagging the animals, placing satellite transmitters on them to see where they go, as well as taking blood samples to determine overall health or exposure to contaminants or impacts to reproduction. So the 3 major facets of research that we do here are related to anthropogenic impacts, satellite tracking, and animal health.
Sea turtles end up here for many reasons. some injured by boat strikes, others caught up in fishing lines, and some are here because of disease.
There is the majority of our patients that come in are juvenile green turtles with a disease known as fibropapillomatosis, which is linked to a virus and poor water quality. So about 50 to 70% of the green turtles in the environment here in Florida have that disease.
The work is never ending. The reward is seeing sea turtles come back to health in the place they call home. I'm Allison Wallace reporting for iPulse News.
From Sweden to South Florida, a new candy shop is turning heads and brightening taste buds in Boca Raton. Go Yummy is the location where the variety of candy is endless. Reporter Ellie Nickel got a taste of it.
What began as a small family dream quickly turned into a storefront, filled with bright colors, unique flavors, and nostalgic treats from their hometown. The owner got to mention to me his background in Sweden.
I'm Swedish, my whole family's Swedish. I grew up there for about 10 years, and then I moved here to Boca Raton when I was like 10. And then I actually moved to a place in Sweden. Like I have a house there too, and it's an island.
For him, Go Yummy isn't just about business. It's a way to stay connected to his roots and share a piece of his home with every customer who walks through the door.
It's a little island off Sweden called Smögen, and there it's like a two mile long island. It's a really small island, and there's actually the biggest Swedish candy store in the whole Sweden is located on that little island. And I actually met the owner there. And that's how it all happened, just through connections.
After returning to Boca Raton, those connections turned into something bigger than he expected. Word spread fast, not just around town, but online too.
Met Will in high school, and I became a little closer friends with him over the times, and then it was sometime last year that he was in the talks of opening a Swedish candy store. And Will's always about being the best, and so he wanted the biggest store in Boca, and he came to me with my knowledge of cameras and like social media.
Go Yummy is proving that a sweet idea mixed with family passion and a little social media magic can turn into something pretty special.
I found this store on TikTok actually, and I just saw a bunch of people posting it and it went viral.
I looked around, I said, wow, Go Yummy, that's my calling. Swedish candy.
The vibrant atmosphere, unique flavors, and a family-driven story have made a Go Yummy a spot that people are talking about and a place they want to come back to.
So can everybody chime in with me? We love Swedish candy.
A store built on family ties and hard work, and they're hoping it will add up to a sweet recipe for success. I'm Ellie Nickel reporting for iPulse News.
The clock falls back, the sun seems to set faster, and the debate heats up again. Should daylight savings time be year-round or not? Adam Hakimi checks up on what Lynn University students have to say about the time of our lives.
Now with daylight saving time ending, we spoke to 3 Lynn students as they were leaving class at 6 o'clock with the sun setting.
I mean, I prefer when it's in the summertime because it gives me more time to stay out and have fun. So it's kind of just a different situation than when summer versus winter.
I think I actually like it. When I was back home was never like that. So it's different. I don't know if I would like it if it was like this during the whole year, but it's actually fine. I don't mind it too much.
I don't like it that much, honestly, because I think it's weird, going to class with daylight and then coming out and it's dark, everything. It's just I spend a lot of time there just in class, so I like when we have light, of course.
So from a psychology perspective, I don't think there's necessarily a benefit to daylight savings or the rest of the year when we don't have daylight savings. I think people can adapt to whichever one. I do think there is a bit of an issue with changing back and forth. So I think that's probably the thing that's most difficult for people going from one time to the other, either going to daylight savings or going from daylight savings when your schedule changes abruptly.
I'm Am Hakimi reporting for iPulse News.
Meet the cows who like to milk to the music. One local farm says a little country rhythm might just be the secret ingredient to a smoother milking session. Our reporter Carly Hochberg has the story.
They say music soothes the soul, but at Jupiter Creamery, it might also fill the pail. With country music playing at the milking station, these dairy cows seem more in tune with milking time. Susie Dudas started experimenting with music when her kids asked her a question.
My kids at one time had asked me if the cows understood me. And I had to think about that for a little bit. And I said, well, I don't think they understand all of my words or what I'm saying, but definitely the tone of my voice. They know their names, so they do know some things. So I played music, and I have always played music for my cows. As a matter of fact, I started by singing Christmas carols to them.
She started singing Christmas carols like Let It Snow by Dean Martin.
And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Then she moved to classical. She even tried some old musicals.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Now she's playing country for her cows.
At the moment, I'm playing country music for them, and the country music is because I'm a mostly female-run farm, and so my cows don't hear a lot of male voices on a regular basis. Their caretakers are almost all females, and so I want them to not be afraid of or be nervous around men, so I play country music.
Researchers found that the idea of cows relaxing to music is more than just a myth. When cows are exposed to instrumental sounds, they show fewer stress behaviors and enter the milking station more willingly. So the next time you picture life on the farm, think less mooing and more music, because here at Jupiter Creamery, one thing's for sure. When the country music starts playing, the milk starts flowing. Do they have a favorite country song or an artist?
Not that I've noticed. They haven't been shouting out requests.
This is Carly Hochberg reporting for iPulse.
From music for cows to other performances, one Lynn student works at the theater department, creating and building the set design for each of the performances and shows throughout the school year. Passion and perseverance are the things that she showcases in her woodwork. Our reporter Jordan Furstenberg has the story.
Lynn University is home to many opportunities, including student jobs. Emma Maraghi earns her keep at the theater department.
I love it here. The vibe is so much fun. It's never a dull moment in here. Everyone feels like a family here in the theater.
Her job consists of building sets for the shows and helping manage the cast. She says her love of the job poses no threat to her schooling.
It's really easy because it's a very flexible schedule. I can work during the day, I can work the shows at night. It really depends on what my schedule is, and we're all very flexible and understanding of how school comes before work.
The theater is an easy way to earn a wage while keeping up with studies.
I love to build, I love the ladders, but it's just being here with everyone, it always makes me smile, and it's my happy place here at Lynn.
Though crew is in the shadows of the production, the success of the show is often due to their hard work. Jordan Furstenberg for iPulse News.
Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. I'm Noah Barclay. We're actually going to have a relatively quiet week. In fact, it's going to be for the next 10 days possibly, but at least 7 to 10 days. We're going to have no tropical systems that are going to be forming. I know it's been a pretty hectic last few weeks, especially with that really unfortunate storm that hit Jamaica. But right now, as you can see, there's actually not going to be anything that's going to be forming for the next, 7 to 10 days, as previously said. So you should expect something pretty good. You should expect to be all good to go outside. It should be pretty safe, and you should be all good, especially for the next week. It's actually going to be a very pleasant week. As you'll see on the next image on the current radar, we do have a little bit of rain down in Key West. We have a little bit of rain over here as well, over in Daytona, but it's going to be fine as well in here where we are in Boca. So don't expect any rain really for the rest of the day. In fact, you shouldn't expect any rain for the rest of the week. As you'll see right now on the 7-day forecast on the next image, it's going to be a really, really pleasant week. We're going to have a little bit of clouds Tuesday through Thursday, but other than that, you expect some pretty clear skies. It's actually going to get down all the way down to 70. In fact, that day where it hit 70, at nighttime it's also going to hit 59. So it's actually pretty remarkable. That's happening pretty early. It's not usually something that we would expect at this time of year down here, but that's what we're getting, and it's actually pretty cool, no pun intended. So you should actually expect to bring out a little bit of coats, so you should be ready, you should be warm for that night, I should say. So rest of the week, be prepared for a very pleasant week. You should be all good to go outside, anything you want to do outside. It should be the week as opposed to the last few weeks. It's been very rough, but you should be all good these coming week. Back to you guys.
And now in sports, the men's soccer postseason begins on Monday, and our Lynn University Fighting Knights are getting a few practices under their belts in preparation for the tournament. I had the opportunity to talk to head coach John Roots and defenseman Luan Renstic for perspective. The opening round of the Sunshine State Conference men's soccer tournament is just a few days away, and the competing Lynn University Fighting Knights are laser-focused heading in.
We're well prepared.
The Fighting Knights finished the regular season with a win-loss tie record of 11-2-1, making them the second highest seed in the conference. They'll play the 7th-seeded St. Leo University Lions next Monday. This week, practice has been all about sharpening skills. Fighting Knights defender Laurent Renstic talked about the team's chemistry.
I think as a team we got really well together again. We're pleased to have this game on Monday, and I think as a team we're ready and we are happy, having fun in practice. Our warm-up is amazing every time. After that we had some activation work with bumper ball, one-touch drill to get the technique up. Also a little bit of fun work, and then going into 1v1s and transition 2v2s in order to stay tight and organized when we're defending.
Fighting Knights head coach John Roots spoke about practice intensity.
We've had hard days where we've tried to push them, so we wanted to kind of replicate the demands of the game like we'd be playing a match. So it was very competitive yesterday, and then today it was what we call is short and sharp, where we did some competitive 2 versus 1.
A big team focus, avoid complacency.
We just focus one game at a time. So we tell them, it's a one game, win or go home. So the conference tournament is good preparation for the NCAA tournament. Our goal is to win a conference tournament championship and then win another national championship.
No nonsense thing. No, we won, son.
Exciting stuff there. Our men's team would have defeated St. Leo University 2-0 in regular season, so the odds look to be in their favor headed into this one.
Yeah, the men's soccer team is so exciting to watch. I know I loved following along their national championship journey last season. So now let's keep our focus on soccer. From Brazil and Germany, Luan Renstic is considered one of the top players on the Lynn men's soccer team. The defenseman is a vital part of their hopes for a national championship repeat. Reporter Lillian Carrion sat down with him to learn more about his inspiring role as an athlete and a leader.
Start with telling me how you got here, or why soccer? Like, why soccer one of your biggest things in your life?
I mean, I started playing soccer when I was 3 years old, just kicking the ball around with my mom, me letting chase her the ball. Also, my dad played a big role. He was my coach until I was 15 years old. And then the first time I switched my team was I felt like I was not being arrogant, but I was too good for that team, and I wanted to do that next step. So I switched the teams to a little team in Mainz, and I switched again, and then I knew, okay, I want to do it more, and also professionally. It was always my dream, and yeah, that's how it became.
How it became
my dream. Yeah.
You were doing college in Germany, right? You told me before, and you got here to Lynn. How you get here as an international student, of course, an athlete.
So basically, when you play in Germany, there's always around that time when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, and when you finish your degree in school, you look what possibilities you have, and studying in Germany was my first, was not my first option that I wanted. And there's agencies that try to bring you to the States, and you're in contact with other universities. But this year COVID hit, so
for me, it was like laid on ice, and I couldn't come to the US. I was in touch with a lot of universities, and I really wanted to. It was just the signature that was missing, but then COVID hit, and I had to lay it on ice. So I said, I'm gonna start university in Germany first, and that's how I started in the university. And I knew I just lay it on ice, and I really want to come to the US because you can combine it really well. I wanted to live a new life, experience something else, step out of my comfort zone, and so it was my plan for a long time till it really came true. I know it's not something you do on your daily basis because you want to tick boxes or like be religious. You have to be it. It's like something you experience, and once you experience it, I think there's no going away from it. It's like kind of an addiction, and you find your true happiness in it. And when you feel pressured of anything, it's like having the faith into it, that basically you're never alone. You never have to worry about anything because this is all from him, and that's how I feel about it.
I couldn't agree more. One final thing. As you go through further more in life, would you like to give back to society? Like, would you ever think if you don't end up pursuing that professional career, which I think you will, and you'll probably like be up there in the big leagues, would you coach?
Definitely.
Yes?
So, yeah, why not? So my dad was a coach. Why not? Giving back to the society, how you said, coming from the background of Brazil too, what I did in the past from our old soccer team, I had the old jerseys we had, and I brought them to Brazil to the people that couldn't afford. I have a good friend there. He has a soccer academy, and they don't have any resources. So I brought them the jerseys, and they were wearing the jerseys they have. They were obviously too big for them,
yes.
But it was amazing to see that they were so happy just because of a little gift of these jerseys of us players, that they can be happy about it.
And some of the best ones in the world that come from Brazil. Like I'd say like a stereotype. And I think it's the ambition and like the wanting of having something.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will achieve a lot of great things. And I really, really hope that you guys win again because you muchly deserve it. And
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We turn to a sad note in the sports world. Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland died Thursday at the age of 24. The Texas Department of Safety ruled the cause of Kneeland's death as a suicide. The news of this tragedy sparked shock all around the NFL, with colleagues and coaches expressing their grief. His death is another reminder to check in on our loved ones as much as we can. If you or someone you know is having mental health challenges, you can dial the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 988. Operators are available 24/7.
And now we move to women's soccer. One Lynn student is in the final steps of launching her nonprofit. It aims to raise awareness of sexual abuse cases in women's sports. For now, it focuses on soccer. Lisette Guillen brings you the story.
Emma Steinweiss is a Lynn senior majoring in sports management.
But you guys absolutely killed it. Like, no notes. Like, you kept it accurate.
She was referring to student presentations on sexual abuse cases in women's soccer.
I wouldn't change a single thing.
Her nonprofit Seacabó, or It's Finished, focuses on raising awareness. I sat down with Steinweiss to see how she came up with the idea.
So last year, Avanza, one of my classmates here, and Dr. Andre, a sports management professor, we kind of created a research proposal for GSBA, which is the Global Sports Business Association Conference, to kind of research systematic abuse in women's soccer.
Her research included the case of Jenny Hermoso, a player on Spain's 2023 World Cup team.
They went to the World Cup, won the World Cup, and at the finals and the celebrations when they're all receiving the medals, the president of the Spanish Federation, Luis Rubiales, grabbed Jenny Hermoso, like this and just kissed her in front of the whole world.
Hermoso said she did not consent to being kissed on the lips. The Federation president was later found guilty of sexual assault and later resigned his post. The issue is not new. A 2022 report commissioned by U.S. Soccer found what it called systemic emotional abuse and sexual misconduct in women's soccer. For Steinweiss, cases like those are an opportunity to teach.
We judge them. They kind of give us a presentation where they not only show the podcast they created, but also kind of the backstory, the understanding of the case.
One team role-played as soccer players who were abused.
We had to go kind of watch documentaries and look up news things and quotes of what they said, and that really helped us kind of understand their story and give the true facts, like not try to make anything up.
When I was in the coach's hotel room, he tried to kiss me, so obviously I fled and I went away. And when I said something, I was suspended. I was never selected again.
But why focus on soccer? Well, it's something Steinweiss has always been passionate about.
And everyone's like, it's just a phase, Emma, it's just a phase. And here I am, still just as obsessed. I mean, I have season tickets at Orlando Pride. I drive 3.5 hours, just 3 hours almost, just to go to games. So it's just something really passionate to me in my heart.
Se Acabó is set to launch in December, and Steinweiss says she hopes to expand her awareness campaign to other women's sports. Lisek reporting for iPulse News.
Time now for an international flavor to our stories today. We checked in on one popular sport at Lynn this week. It's the place where students can choose from dozens of countries for study abroad programs.
I'm doing study abroad because I've never been to Europe before, and I want to have the experience of going abroad and having a different experience compared to just doing a traditional internship, whereas I can just do it in New York or stay here in Boca to do it.
It's like interesting to get to experience a new culture, get to see things that you usually don't see, and experience like a whole new set of life, whether that's for like a summer, a semester. It's never too late to start looking. My office is always open. You can schedule an appointment with me on Navigate, and I can help you with any questions that you have to kind of figure out what you want to do while you're abroad. I loved it. I loved it so much, so now I work and study abroad.
Lynn University is a place where international students are a vital part of all we are and do. Young men and women from all over the world come here to learn, thrive, and engage at a university where we share our rich traditions with one another.
Lillian Carrion, our iPulse reporter and student from Mexico, had the chance to visit her home recently. That included the chance to reflect upon a Mexican holiday where family and friends honor those who have gone before us. It's called Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead.
Dia de Muertos is one of the most important holidays for Mexicans. It takes place in November 1st and November 2nd. It actually is one of the most memorable things that any Mexican can do. And it takes a very special meaning because the people not only celebrate it just 2 days in the entire year, they prepare months in advance. I had the opportunity to be in Atlisco, Puebla, to actually see the huge fields of flower of cempasúchil. Flower of cempasúchil, it's the flower that blossoms only in the months of October and November. It actually only blossoms in Mexico. This flower is the spiritual way where all the spirits come back from the other side only on those 2 days in the entire year. But what is the meaning of Dia de Muertos? A lot of people ask, like, is it connected to Halloween? Is it a different holiday? Why is it only celebrated in Mexico, but why is it now all over the world? Well, Dia de Muertos has been an inspiration for many, but it not only commemorates death, it commemorates celebration to life too. When people pass away in Mexico, Dia de Muertos is actually the holiday that makes us remember the ones that are not with us anymore. We create different things like the altar, the ofrendas, and the pan de muerto. Ofrenda means all those things that we create, and from food to candies, even putting up the picture, and all those things in the altar to lead the way for those who are not with us anymore on those 2 special dates. On November 1st is actually the date when families try to receive adults. So all adults will come down. Many people don't believe that it actually works, but it actually is something real that has gone for centuries. In different states in Mexico, people celebrate it in a different way. There's more inclination towards religion in some cases, and there's others that take it more into just a spiritual way. Remembering family, remembering those who are not with us, it's special because in this actual holiday, you not only get to be with them spiritually, but you get to be with other people that you haven't seen for a long time physically. In Mexico, there's many calaveritas, schools, and things that people do and create, from arts and crafts to huge paintings, huge sculptures, and many other things that commemorate the Catrina. The Catrina, it's a school actually, but it's like the meaning of like someone that used to be alive. So a person, but from far and beyond, that it's not on this earth right now. But Catrinas do commemorate or resemble people who used to be alive. Catrinas do wear long dresses and huge hats, from feathers to really, really, really nice fabrics on all their clothes. There's so many people in Mexico that actually, for Dia de Muertos, dress up like Catrinas to commemorate that. There's many parades that also take place in Mexico City, Puebla, Querétaro, Veracruz, and many other states within the country. One of my favorite things of Dia de Muertos actually is that it's not a holiday that is also just celebrated in Mexico. There's people all over the world that know about Dia de Muertos. One of these examples is the movie Coco, which was created by Disney Pixar, and its creators had to live in Mexico for a long time, like about 5 years, to actually know and merge into the culture and know, why is this holiday so important? Why do people go to the cemetery and clean the skulls of the people? Why do they make rituals? Why do they decorate with flowers around the graves? Of course, that Dia de Muertos can definitely be one of the most important holidays for us, or even the one that is the most important. One that has been celebrated for centuries, one that has been passed by generations, and one that will still forever be a Mexican milestone. Thank you so much.
The Day of the Dead is such a beautiful holiday. I always love seeing all of the celebrations.
Absolutely. I was intrigued with the floral aspect and the way the flowers are and essentially symbolize a connection with Mexican natives and their ancestors.
Yes. Well, thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. We will see you next week with another edition of iPulse News.
You can check our website, ipulsenews.com, to check out more of our content. Have a great weekend.